It's an extra special day today as I'm catching a ride on this lovely, rare, stripy 757-300. That's right, we're headed from Las Palmas to Frankfurt with Condor on an aircraft that is just about to leave their fleet for good. Only 55 of these 300s were ever made. Most are still in service, but their days are definitely numbered. I'm in regular old economy, squeezed in with everybody else today, but something tells me I won't mind so much. So let's fly to Deutschland. I'm in Gran Canaria, Las Palmas. I've been here for about 48 hours, taking a little break in the sun between shoots. I need to get to Frankfurt this evening, and there's a bunch of A320s I could have taken, but there's also a Condor 757-300. So which do you think I chose? Let's go to the airport. Let's ride a 757. So that 757 looked amazing coming in, and it's a really rare aircraft. Only 55 were ever produced, and actually most of them I believe are still in service. United, Continental, and Condor. Condors are on their way out very soon, so it's a chance to catch one just before they all go away. I don't know about the status of the American ones. If there are any others that you know of that are out there, let me know. But those are the big three operators that remain, and yeah, just an amazing thing. The 757 in general brings back lots of memories for me. Now Condor, I've had some nice experiences shooting with them for Flight Radar 24, but I've never actually really flown as a passenger properly. And this is a pretty long run, 4 hours or so over to Frankfurt. So the question is, aside from the beauty of that plane's exterior, what will it be like on board? And will I be packed in with a bunch of people in a window seat and unable to get out to the aisle? You know how kind of precious and picky I am about my situation like that. It's not often that I don't have a little middle seat next to me free. You imagine these problems I have to face? I say as the guy who flew to Gran Canaria on a whim for 2 days. Anyway, super fun chance to get to do this. Whether it's uncomfortable or not, whether it's packed or not, I'm happy. And it looks like it's going to be quite full. But you can fit a lot of people on these very long birds. It looks amazing at the gate right now as well. Okay, this is not so bad. There's a little space, crew seems friendly as well, and seat 8 Fox is, I think, the right seat for the best wing and engine view. A reminder that you can always see the full flight details, my seat number, and what I paid or didn't pay for the flight in the description every time. Actually more spacious than I expected somehow, and that nice big 757 fuselage, you know, gives a feeling of space too. It's nice. It reminds me of my Jet 2 flight. That was my last 757 flight, maybe 2 years ago, and I think they've gotten rid of theirs already. So yeah, that was a 200, and I think I picked the right row 8 for good engine view. 8 or 9 I think, probably the best. So yeah, pretty happy so far. And it seems like a nice crew. And of course, you can't take a flight on a stripy Condor airplane and not get a matching stripy Condor beer. This is a really great collab with BrewDog, and it's very tasty. I think it's just genius that they offer this on here. They'll charge you for everything, of course, but such is the way of things on flights in Europe these days, mostly, leisure airline or not. The beer and bottle of water together cost €7.88, a relatively standard price, I would say. And there isn't too much else to show. I actually ended up being pretty squeezed in here as a very large passenger sat in the middle seat. I'm not judging them or resenting them in any way, it just was what it was. The notable thing though was that the old lady on the aisle was very upset about this passenger of size between us and was quite vocal about it throughout the flight to anyone who would listen. And when she realized I didn't speak German, unlike everyone else on the plane, she was all too happy to translate to English as well. It made for a very uncomfortable situation, and all I can say is, people, can you please deal with yourselves? Be kind when you're traveling especially. Sometimes you're not going to be in your ideal situation while on the move, but the one thing you can't do is start getting aggressive or passive-aggressive, maybe even worse, huffing and puffing about it like she did, being mean, throwing a fit, all that. We got to see everything. It will get you nowhere is the thing, especially inside a small metal tube where we're all together for 4.5 hours whether we like it or not. Okay, little air travel rant over. My favorite thing about Condor, well, apart from their stripes, is that the pilots will always talk a lot, giving relevant info but also often some more fun details, just being really chatty and including us all in the progress of the flight. I wish all airlines did this. Now, while I don't like the old school bright white lights on the 757, once they turn those off, it does get very cozy with the nice older style lights on the overhead panel providing illumination. And I passed out for a couple of hours on this one in that kind of cozy setting, waking up just before descent into Frankfurt, where clear weather offered plenty of great views. That was a nice flight on the 757, and like the captain mentioned, possibly last one ever. Almost definitely last one on Condor. Can still catch them in the US for the time being. Is Condor much different from any other leisure holiday airline in Europe? Not really. I mean, you get a basic economy seat, you're crammed in there. It's like most any European flight aside from the special 757 experience. However, what Condor does bring is something a little extra in the style department, in the aesthetics. I love their stripy designs and how it carries over into their BrewDog beers. All that kind of thing is just really nice, and the look of their plane, so it's just very special. The other thing that really sets them apart is cabin crew. Super friendly, lovely people, and especially their number one thing for me is the fact that the pilots talk a lot. And I know that this is a policy of theirs from having spent time with the pilots in the flight deck going to Madeira, that they make it a point to speak, to give more information. They know that people are on board for holidays and not business generally, and they want to hear information, you know? So he came on a few times, the captain, and it's just such a nice thing. I just really love that, and it's more so than any other airline I've been on. Just that tendency to just be talking through things, whatever comes up. Not unnecessary stuff, but yeah, all the important information plus some nice little bonuses like what's outside the window and little things to expect in the flight. So that I really love. That really is a nice thing that Condor does, and overall getting to fly the 757, really nice, beautiful. Really happy I did it. And now in Frankfurt, on to the next one. Thank you for coming along. I'll see you next time. Except I'm back because I forgot to plug my memberships. 11 of you, maybe 12 of you now have joined, and it's amazing. Thank you so much to you all. I'll put your names all over here, either now or in a moment. And it's so cool to be building this community. All of you are part of the community who watch and leave comments and likes and all that. I love that. I love hearing from you in the comments. I really appreciate hearing from you on Instagram. Try to respond to every message and almost every comment on here. And it's always great to hear your thoughts. But those of you who are just going that next level of support for me and what I'm doing by signing up for these memberships, it really means a lot. It's super fun to see that you're interested in what I'm doing enough to pay a little bit per month to support me so I can keep doing these videos. So any of y'all that are out there on the fence about it, consider it. You can just click that join button right down below and you will see the different options. There's 3 different levels. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And also, I'm definitely open to hearing feedback on the levels, the perks, what would make you join if these are not interesting to you. Yeah, all that. So, again, in Frankfurt, thanks so much for watching. I'm Gabe Lee. Catch you next time.